ever since we first met at UPress long ago, it has been a joy and a privilege to be a part of your family and to be in your good company. And I hope you know on this special birthday how much you are loved and how much you are admired for all that you have achieved as a father, as a husband, as a scholar, as a teacher, as a friend. And deep, deep, deep congratulations on this wonderful occasion when you are surrounded by those you love most and when lots of the rest of us get to check in.
And I think of you, Jim, as a brother. And I have always enjoyed our conversations our shared conversations about New England, about Henry David Thoreau, and his encounters or non-encounters ever with John Muir. And our general, just our love of American history. It's been a great conversation and an ongoing one. And let me also add that Jim, 75 is nothing. You're gonna cruise right through it all the way to how knows how far. But anyway, it gets better and better. It genuinely does in so many ways. So.
Come on in, the water's fine.
All right.
Welcome to 75. And this comes to you from Vermont with the snow coming down. Love you, bye-bye, and happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hey, Jim. I've had over 40 years of thoughts and memories of you, but the one that makes my heart smile the most is having watched you and Susan in preschool events. Your gentleness and kindness towards your little girl really made me happy.
Hi, Jim. The best to you on your 75th and many more. Please keep it going. I'm right behind you by about 9 months. For my favorite memory is when Caltech messed up the card stunts when University of Washington was in the Rose Bowl. You and I were just headed to those schools, and when we met back after the game at my grandparents', there was a little bit of a tete-a-tete, but it was fun anyway. So anyway, many more besides that, but enjoy your 75th. The best to you and Linda.
Hi, Jim. It's been almost 50 years that we've been blessed by your friendship. Thank you so much for being a supportive colleague for Dan and for being a thoughtful and loving member of our small group.
Happy 75th birthday, Jim.
We have to admit, this has been the most fun making this video that we've had in years. Happy birthday.
Hi, Dad. Happy birthday. Great that you are celebrating this milestone, and we're so happy we get to be there right before it to celebrate with you. Of course, when I think of my favorite memory with my dad, I think about our trip to New York City, dinner at the French restaurant, visiting NBC, seeing shows, big Italian dinners in Times Square, and of course, getting to go to a bar with a bunch of 18-year-olds was a blast for a 14-year-old. I don't think Mom has quite forgiven you for taking me on that trip, given that I decided to move to New York City for college and the inevitable future. But I certainly found that in my heart of hearts, I'm an uptown girl, and you were a big part of making that happen. The second memory is just a casual conversation we had one day where I asked you what the best college in the world was, and you looked back at me and you said Yale. And you said I was smart enough and talented enough, and if I worked hard enough, I'd be able to go. And so I tried. And I didn't make it, but that's when I learned one of the most important lessons in life, which is that you aim for the stars, you might land on the moon. And of course, Wesleyan has set me up for an amazing graduate program and a fabulous career and a life that has really been a blessing. So thank you for encouraging me and I think everyone that had the pleasure to be your friend and be your student and be your family member to aim high. Happy birthday, and look forward to celebrating.
Greetings to Jim and to his wonderful family. Jim, I'm honored to be among your loyal fans, and I have appreciated your warmth and your sincerity and going back many years, your support. May your birthday celebration with your family be filled with love and goodwill. Happy birthday.
These are some things that we appreciate about Jim Hunt.
I really appreciate spending holidays with you. I really enjoy it. Thank you.
I really appreciate the Troll House. I really appreciate the Troll House.
Andrew Ross.
And Chelsea. And Chelsea, me too.
I am grateful for the memory I have of when we had the windstorm and the tree fell down off of our house into the Humes driveway, and Jim came over with his chainsaw and bucked up all that wood. It was so nice. We didn't have a chainsaw. We didn't know how to really work on that, and so you just took care of it. It was so generous of you. Go on.
And I am thankful for the thoughtful prayers and questions you ask at each holiday meal, whether it's on Easter or Thanksgiving. We are beyond grateful to have you and call you neighbors. Thank you!
Faraway clouds. November is a remembrance, a darkened pause, when we return to primal elements of water.
Hi, Jim. Happy 75th birthday. You know, I want to take this opportunity to tell you what a remarkable person you are. You know, you're really a class act, and you've added so much to our family over the years. I really appreciate what you've contributed to all of us. You know, I think back over the years of all the different events we've attended together, and one of the things that sticks out in my mind is the day that my son Doug fell into Fern Ridge Lake, didn't know how to swim, but you were able to fish him out and were a real hero that day. So I gotta tell you, that's something that I'll never forget, and you will always have a big pat on the back from me. Anyway, have fun during your birthday celebration, and we'll hopefully see you soon.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Jim. We just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. And one of the things that I like the best about you is that you listen to understand rather than just listen to reply. That's a really great quality, and I appreciate that so much.
One thing I'll always remember is sitting up at the cabins on the docks, and there was a double rainbow on the Silver Ridge.
And Dad, one of the things I remember is all our bike trips and talking about basically doing things in our past and looking forward to our future. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. We love you.
Grandpa, I remember when we went hiking in Spokane by your house, and I remember how beautiful it was on top of the mountain.
The thing I remember most about Grandpa is when I was 11, we went on a 22-mile bike ride that I feel like really brought us close together and made us better friends.
Hey Jim, it's great to see you and know that you're celebrating 75 years. That's wonderful. I'm just sending a short note to say I greatly admire you and love you. Of your many talents and virtues, I thought I would mention a couple things. Of course, you know I love your poetry. Of the many poems you've written, I think my favorite of all times is the one of you on the bus after Krista died, and the experience of meeting that lady and sharing some bread. That was very moving. And also your poem about Linda being separated from her. I think it was Island something or other, but that was a wonderful poem as well. I also appreciate your prayers that you've often shared at the Krista Foundation breakfast, and hope that I will hear many more of those. You have a way of sharing your sincerity and praying in public that makes people feel you are talking to the real creator that you love. I want to give you a birthday blessing in the form of a verse from Romans 15:13. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him, so that you might overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Jim! And I always loved it in the mornings when we would wake up and you would be up there cooking breakfast for us.
Jim, so many great memories riding on the Centennial Trail, some great long rides. U2 concert, oh my gosh, epic. Oh, Jim, you're the best.
Jim, have a great birthday. Love you much. Thanks for being a selector of fine, marvelous global music, for long talks and fabulous insights on history in the world today. Always enjoy being with you.
Happy birthday!
Hi Jim, happy birthday to you. Me and my family are very happy that our friend with you, and I appreciate your sending flowers to me. You always make me happy with that. Thank you again. Happy birthday.
Many great memories, Jim. You were as fine a colleague and have been as good a friend as anyone could ever want. Thank you. Happy birthday.
And Jim, I'm just celebrating because you have that cute smile and love puppies like me. There you go. Happy birthday.
Hey Mackenzie, what do you love about Jim?
He gave me big hugs and he was growing so tall.
He's growing so tall? Yes, that's nice. Logan, what do you love and appreciate about Jim?
I like Jim because he's like our grandpa on the lane, and we don't really have a grandpa that lives in Spokane, and he cares about us a lot, and he always asks me how I'm doing, and he really cares about us.
Paige, do you have a memory?
So when it was our first winter in Spokane, and there was the big snowstorm, or like the windstorm or whatever it was, and our power was out, he let us stay up in the car. So, because they had power, but we didn't.
Yeah, and they got it all warm and toasty for us. That's right. Hey, Murphy. Murphy, come. Murphy, come. Come here, Murphy. Murphy. Shh, Murphy. Murphy. No, Murphy. Shh, Mackenzie, quiet. Murphy, come here. Come here, Murphy. Murphy, do you love Jim? Oh, Murphy, is he your friend? Yes. Is he your friend? Does he give you treats? Does he give you treats? Murphy? Murphy! Is Jim a wonderful dog friend to have? So Jim is kind of like your father-in-law, isn't he? Because do you love Chelsea? Chelsea? Yes, and you love Jim, huh? He gives the best treats. Love you, Jim.
Jim, I know you to be thoughtful in an ever-deepening way, insightful, inquisitive in an open way, and kind in a gentle way. But best of your many attributes is being my friend. Our love to you from Stephanie and I.
You're on.
Hi, Jim. Happy birthday. Our good friend Jeff Spurgeon, a personal trainer of 21 years, has agreed to take this video, provided I keep moving. Thus, I'm on the bike. Anyway, I know this is a special tribute to you, and once this was brought up, I began to think about you quite a lot. And quite frankly, Jim, you have so many amazing qualities. You have integrity, you're highly competent, you're totally responsible, you're a completely stand-up human being, and certainly there have been things that have tried you in life. And I have so much respect and affection for you. And I think of all the amazing things that you are. You have a great deal of humility about all of these gifts. But maybe my favorite thing is your kindness. And you may not remember how we met. I was in junior high school, and had been assigned to find historical inaccuracies in a poem about Paul Revere. And we were going to Seattle, and I was going to meet you for the first time, and my parents told me that you were a history major, and I said, this is my lucky weekend. Anyway, you did help me with the poem, and anyway, I've never forgotten it. So, happy birthday, Jim. You're an amazing guy, and I'm blessed and lucky to know you.
Jim, it's been great to have you part of the family for almost 50 years.
And I especially liked learning about John Muir while you were doing research on his place in history.
And I especially appreciate your keen intelligence, your wonderful heart, and your commitment to improving this world. So happy birthday!
Hi, Jim. Hey, thanks for being a very consistent model of how to live in the world without taking it all for granted. Over the years, I've observed how you have prioritized your life. You've prioritized relationships over accumulation, experience over comfort, meaning over ease, and I appreciate that. I also appreciate and am somewhat empathetic to your lifelong quest for knowledge and greater understanding. But I think these days I'm most grateful for how you are as a grandfather and how you seek out each grandkid one by one and you build memories with them centered around curiosity, discovery, exploration, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. You're very loved. Happy birthday.
Jim, I think you have a huge heart, and I'm very happy to be part of your family, and I'm thankful that you embrace me and my kids, and you take Tiago and Ava like your own grandkids. I remember when you went to our wedding in Bolivia and you were talking with my dad, very friendly, and I also remember when I met you the first time washing dishes in Bolivia. I'm very grateful that you are in my life and you took me like a daughter.
Happy birthday, Jim. I'm so glad that even if it's not by blood, that we are family.
And as the guy who married into the family, I am privileged and very grateful for being a part of the Fraze-Hunt-Liebert clan. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hello, Jim. This is a video tribute for your 75th birthday. I lost my brother about 7 years ago from cancer, and I think of my relationship with you as a brotherly one through our men's book club. I enjoy the times when we get together for fellowship and enjoying books, sharing ideas, and sometimes even discussing ideas for improvement and involvement in our community. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Grandpa. I think you're awesome because you're both fun and wise, like Yoda. I love you, I do. Awesome you are.
Grandpa, you're the best. I love you. Come to Menchie's with me. See ya, bye.
Happy birthday, Jim Hunt. I want to thank you for being an integral part of my life from the time I was a child and a faculty kid at Whitworth and one of Krista's close friends, to going to Central America with us and taking me there and teaching me about Latin America. And more recently, it's been wonderful to be able to see you and Linda over the last few years and see you also in places like Washington and get to see the projects that you've been working on. So all the best and happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jim. When I think of you, I think of two things. I think of wonderful conversation, and I think of your gift for encouragement, because you've encouraged me in my career as an artist and also as a thinker since we first began our conversation back at Inland Craft Warnings all those years ago, and then deepened it during our collaboration on the design concepts for the Trinity Triptych. And it's been one of the most encouraging and wonderful conversations to have as an ongoing conversation, because it seems like it never really stops. It's just a conversation that we're able to take up when we have a chance to visit. And also, I talk with you in my mind, too, the way you do with an author who you like to read or a good friend. And you have become a good friend to me. And I'm just very grateful for your conversation over these years and look forward to all the years of conversation to come and out on into the beyond of conversation. So, God bless you.
What do you do when you put together the following traits? Inquisitive, curious, caring, giving, connected, a person who loves to read and go and think and communicate. You get a friend for life.
Brother Rick from cold, rainy Lacey, Washington. I envy you being down there in Puerto Vallarta with all your family. Just remember all the good times we had growing up, and more recently the trip we did on Section J of the PCT. Maybe we can repeat that sometime or another section. I love you, and say hi to all your family.
Jim, happy birthday. You've had an impact on so many people's lives, but in my life in particular, you've been a hero of mine since that first intro to history class that I took. Thank you for allowing me into your life and getting to see how you live with integrity, how you deal with the toughest things imaginable, how you love of your life and the way in which you do and honor her. Thank you for being such a great role model to me and making such a huge difference in my life.
Happy birthday, honey. When I think it was almost 50 years ago that you proposed after we'd only been dating 2 months, and I said yes, and the next morning we selected a Christmas tree, it gave me a clue to the way you would enjoy family life together. I love the fact that because of your sense of adventuresome travel, that tree is now filled with ornaments from around the world. I love your innate kindness. I love your joy of the outdoors and your research and intellectual curiosity about John Muir, but many other topics every day. It's just been a joy to see daily life with you. But most of all, I love your strength of character, and nothing demonstrated this more than the May 20th morning that we found out that Krista had been killed. And your heart was broken, and to this day is still shattered in ways. But you drew on your strength and your resilience so that a month later you could dance with joy at Susan and Peter's wedding, and then rejoice at our first grandchild, Hunter, and later Quinlan. And then the excitement that Jefferson met Chris, and then Aaron was born, and the ongoing love of Aaron finding Gabriella, and then having 2 more grandchildren with Ava London and Tiago. Because you have found this strength, we have continued to be able to enjoy life together and remember Krista through the Krista Foundation. All of that I appreciate. But I also love your appreciation of small things, whether it is playing fetch with the dog, listening to global music, whether it is bringing me a flower in from the garden that you've helped grow. It's the daily life as you live with gratitude that really makes life fun together. So we lucked out, and I'm very appreciative that you are who you are, a magnificent man.
Happy birthday on your 75th, Jim. We sure enjoyed the time you and Linda came down to the farm and had a visit a few years ago. Have a good one.
Hey Jim Hunt, happy birthday. I think this is going. Happy birthday. And when I think of you, I think of intentionality. I think of scholarship. I think of compassion. I think of courage and tenacity. I'm especially grateful that you listened to that mystical experience that you had in South America on that candlelit day. and that you followed that, because of that, you have enriched, enlivened, and enlightened this world. So we are just privileged to know you, Jim Hunt. I love you, and I wish you the best of birthdays. Blessings to you, kind sir.
Hi, Jim. This is Steve Dodds. Tribute to you on your 75th birthday. Lots of things to talk about, why I think you are just a terrific human being. But I would, the special memory I would talk about was our trip over to Seattle and back, and about your openness to have conversations about difficult topics. As I believe we both have a faith in Christ and strive to walk in His way, but sometimes the how becomes interesting in terms of discussion. And you are open to those discussions, you are thoughtful in those discussions, and that's really makes for better communication, better understanding, better learning. So that's what I'm going to leave as my most special appreciation for you on this most special day. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Jim! We do love you so much. Okay, it's my turn to do a video. I don't really know how to express my gratitude for who you are in our lives. Not only our neighbor, but you guys, I'm being serious. You make Spokane feel like home. You are like a grandfather to my children, and there's so many things about you that remind me of my own dad. So when I'm feeling a little homesick, I just have to remember that there's a Jim Hunt down the street, just one house away. And of course, our dogs have bonded, so I kind of feel like we're related on that level too. We appreciate all of your efforts to beautify the lane and to make everyone on your street feel so loved as your neighbor. We appreciate you so much and wish you a very happy birthday. I love having talks with you while our dogs go crazy outside and sharing a glass of wine or a glass of tea, whatever it may be. We are just so happy to have you in our lives. All right, we love you, Jim. Happy birthday.
What I appreciate about Jim is his intellect. His lifetime study of history has made him a valuable resource for our monthly book club. His knowledge of history has helped us to deepen our conversation over these books, especially when the book deals with politics. Another aspect or attribute about Jim, and this also applies to Linda, is their generosity. They have opened their home to multiple groups, and particularly our book club, and that has helped people, I think, to grow at a personal level in many ways. So, Jim, happy birthday, many more. I hope you're having a good time.
Hello, Jim. Happy birthday. And what we enjoy about being with you and Linda is that we enjoy conversation, sitting around the fireplace with a glass of your good wine. And I really appreciate the fact that you didn't harangue me too badly when I spilled a bottle of your wine.
Happy birthday, Jim. I so enjoy just having a chance to be around you. You have a warm, wonderful sense of humor and personality, and it's just fun to be able to sit and visit with you, and we enjoy that very much and look forward to doing that for many years to come.
Well, greetings, dear friend and neighbor. You know, this is my favorite time of year, and you know what? It never ceases to amaze me. I can get up different times earlier and earlier in the morning, go out to get my paper, and there you are on a cold winter day, already standing in your front yard, half plowed. And the more I watch, I notice that you're even having difficulty standing up, let alone walking. And then, as if to have a resolve to prove to the hood and yourself, you come to grips with that machine and finish the job. Well, happy birthday anyway.
Hello, Jim, and happy birthday. When I think about you, I think of warmth and hospitality. I think of the numbers of times that you've invited me my residence life staff or student life staff to the hearth, or Judy and me into your home. And for us, it's being invited into a safe, welcoming place, a place that's tied to a very poignant story, a story that is ultimately a story of redemption. And thank you for telling and retelling that story, because it never gets old. I also think that you're just kind of super cool, sort of the picture professor, erudite, always a learner, full of insightful little tidbits. And I also appreciate the fact that the number of things that we have in common, like our hair, or maybe more particularly, wonderful, wonderful wives. So, all the best to you, my friend. I love you.
Happy birthday, Jim. Tim and I would like to wish you all the best as you celebrate your birthday. We've really enjoyed our long friendship with you and Linda, all the visits to Montana and some adventures there, and all the way back to my student days at Whitworth. We especially appreciate you and Linda opening your home and your hearts to our son Ryan. And we were so glad that you were able to come to Montana this summer and celebrate his wedding with Laurel with us. Thank you so much, and we wish you all the best.
Hi, Jim. I don't know what the reason for the tribute is, but all I know is I definitely wanted to be part of it. Jim and Linda, both of you are just such a big part of my college experience, which definitely includes ideas about history and the trip over to Helena for the competition that Fred Bruner and you and I, and there was another professor that went with us, but that was so memorable. But without a doubt, the big life-changing experience was the Central America trip. And excuse me, just I remember so fondly when Linda was able to fly down and join us. Excuse me, it's lunchtime at school. That she joined us, I want to say in Oaxaca or Mexico City, but Christopher Cross Sailing was a really popular song at the time, and I just remember being so amazed at how much love you guys had for each other, and that song was really special to you, evidently, and that Jim and Linda were just smiling to be in each other's company again, and then just that just left a really warm impression on me. You came to my wedding, which I wish we could redo, and that had never happened, but I got 3 really beautiful kids out of it. And you also helped me when I came to you one night, trying to figure out the path of my life, that I wasn't really sure what direction to take. And yeah, you guys, both of you have just been there for me. And I appreciate it immensely. So I know I and so many others still share the sadness of the loss of your daughter, but just the incredible way that you've persevered through that loss and continue to have so much impact on other people. So I am just so really glad to say that I've been part of your legacy, that your love for history, both of you, inspired me and planted seeds in me to go ahead and do what I do every day by teaching 150 kids world history and American history. So salute to you, Jim. I don't know, like I said, I don't know exactly what this is for, but I'm really glad to have been able to be a part of it. And I wish you nothing but the best. And I know you and Linda are enjoying life together. That's how it should be. Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Happy birthday, Jim. One thing that I learned from you that I will always carry with me, and I'm very thankful for, is appreciative inquiry. The posture and approach to people to see their best qualities and to ask positive types of questions help bring those things out. Very thankful for that, and very thankful to know you.
Hi, Jim. Thanks so much for all you did to help Linda make Helga's story come alive. And thanks, too, for taking us along on your really interesting story about John Muir. So we wish you a happy 75th and many, many more with your dear ones.
Hi, Jim. Feliz cumpleaños.
Wishing you the very best on your birthday from Chicago, Illinois. Just wanted to let you know that I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate your scholarship. I appreciate all that you and Linda have done for Whitworth, but also for many, many people around the world. And on a personal note, thank you very much for including me in the men's group. I appreciate the fellowship we have there and the good ideas and the good drinks that we have. Thank you.
Jim, happy 3/4. I wonder if you recall, as I do, our very first conversation. I was exploring the possibility of coming to Whitworth. You phoned me in Florida in your capacity as a member of the library committee or maybe the search committee. I think that made you the first Whitworth faculty member I ever spoke with. I'm so grateful for that role you played in giving me the opportunity and blessing to be part of such a wonderful institution and to work with so many wonderful colleagues above all. That certainly includes yourself, as well as those who are now part of our Logos group. Thanks, Jim, for all you've done and continue to do to benefit so many of us.
Happy birthday, Jim. I just want to say how much I deeply admire the life you've built. You have a warm and loving home and hearth, very smart choice in a wife, happy children, beautiful grandchildren. You've had a passionate career in history. As a professor, you've published books, and you're a top-notch dog lover. And I think any one of those accomplishments individually is a special accomplishment, but collectively, they are the mark of a great man. And that's why I think it's really notable that you and Linda, along with others, have also built a foundation to honor Krista, and one that will continue to grace the lives of young people for decades to come. You are a remarkable, humble, foresightful, and loving man, and I'm happy to be your friend. So, happy birthday, Jim.